Good morning, students. Welcome back to today's online class. Students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and safe by the grace of God. Okay, students, next week you have midterm test. So, the botany portion is Unit 12 fully. Okay, so today we are going to revise the portion. Okay, for the midterm test, we are going to revise the portion. First of all, we can revise the question answers. So, first question, Roman letter 5, what is collateral vascular bundle? So, for that answer, say the collateral vascular bundle is a type of conjoined vascular bundle. Okay, it is a type of conjoined vascular bundle by which xylem lies towards the center and phloem lies towards the periphery. The important point is xylem lies towards the center and phloem lies towards the periphery. Okay. The second question, where does the carbon that is used in photosynthesis come from? Okay. Say mainly the carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. Say from the atmosphere only they are absorbing the carbon dioxide. So in that carbon dioxide the carbon molecule is present. So from where it is obtained? Where does the carbon that is used in photosynthesis comes from? Okay, the answer is the carbon that is used in photosynthesis comes from the atmosphere. Okay, the very important, the key point is atmosphere. Okay, the carbon that is used in photosynthesis comes from the atmosphere. Okay, next third question. What is the common step in aerobic and anaerobic pathway? See, for aerobic and anaerobic respiration, there are different stages. Aerobic respiration has different stages, but the anaerobic respiration it is a simple process that only one stage is present. So both the respiration, that is aerobic and anaerobic respiration, the common stage is glycolysis. Okay, the answer is glycolysis. What is the common step in aerobic and anaerobic pathway? Glycolysis. Okay. Fourth question. Name the phenomenon by which carbohydrates are oxidized to release ethyl alcohol. Okay. Say the process is anaerobic respiration, or otherwise the other name of anaerobic respiration is fermentation. Okay. During anaerobic respiration, the glucose is converted into ethanol or lactate. The question asked is, name the phenomenon by which carbohydrates are oxidized to release ethyl alcohol. What is the process? Anaerobic respiration or fermentation. So these are the answers for Roman letter 5. Okay, next one, Roman letter 6. Short answer question. Give an account on vascular bundle of dicot stem. Okay, so the answer is that what is the type of vascular bundle of dicot stem? The vascular bundle are conjoined, collateral, endarc and open. Okay, the important is conjoined. Conjoined means they are arranged in the same radius. The xylem and the phloem are arranged in the same radius. Collateral means the xylem lies towards the center, phloem lies towards the periphery. Endarc, the protoxylem lies towards the center, metaxylem lies towards the periphery. That is endarc. And open. Open means cambium is present between xylem and phloem. Okay, so the type of vascular bundle of dicot stem is conjoined, collateral, endarc and open. And also the vascular bundle, they are arranged ring-like structure around the pith. Okay, this is about the vascular bundle of dicot stem. Next one, write a short note on mesophyll. Okay, so very important. This is 4-mark question. Say the mesophyll. That mesophyll, it is present in the leaf of dicot leaf. Okay, see the mesophyll. Mesophyll means the tissues lies between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis are called mesophyll. The tissues lies between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis are called mesophyll. See, these mesophyll are differentiated into palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. Palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. See, you got to explain. This is a 4-mark question. That's why Should not stop here. So you have to explain palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. The first one is palisade parenchyma. See, the palisade parenchyma lies just below the upper epidermis. It lies just below the upper epidermis. Here you can see this is the mesophyll region. See, it lies, the tissues lies between the upper epidermis and lower epidermis are called mesophyll. This region is mesophyll. It consists of two type of tissues. They are palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. The first one is palisade parenchyma. This palisade parenchyma lies just below the upper epidermis. This is the upper epidermis. It lies just below the upper epidermis. It consists of elongated cells. See, here you can see elongated cells that are closely arranged without any intercellular spaces. It is closely arranged without any intercellular spaces, and it consists of large amount of chloroplast. What is the function of the palisade parenchyma? Say, because of the presence of chloroplast, it performs photosynthesis. Okay. Next, about spongy parenchyma. See, the spongy parenchyma lies just below the palisade parenchyma. It consists of oval or spherical shape which are irregularly arranged with large intercellular spaces. Here you can see large intercellular spaces. See, here these cells also consist of chloroplast. Because of the presence of large intercellular spaces, it is helpful for gaseous exchange. Okay, this is about the mesophyll. Write short note on mesophyll. Very important question. It is a 4-mark question. It is present in the dicot leaf. Okay. So main point, it lies between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis. It consists of two tissues, palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. See, first one, palisade parenchyma. It lies just below the upper epidermis. It consists of elongated cells which are closely arranged without any intercellular spaces, and it consists of large amount of chloroplast, so it performs photosynthesis. Next, spongy parenchyma. It lies just below the palisade parenchyma. The cells are oval or spherical in shape and which are irregularly arranged with large intercellular spaces. See, because of the presence of intercellular spaces, it performs gaseous exchange. Okay, so that is about mesophyll. The next question is, draw and label the structure of the oxysome. So this is also very important 2-mark question. So you have to draw, say, the structure of oxysome. See, oxysome. Here you can see the structure of oxysome. See, very easy only. So it consists of 3 parts, that is head, stalk and base. Head, stalk and base. This portion it is called a head or F1 particle. This is the stalk of the oxysome, and this is the base. Base it is otherwise called F0. Okay. So, say very important question. See here, oxysome. While you are drawing this oxysome, neatly you have to draw first one circle. Then see here, the stalk should be very narrow. Okay, it should not be broad. Okay, say stalk and here base. Okay, say the parts of the oxysome are head, stalk and base. Head, stalk and base. See, this is about oxysome. Next question is, name the 3 basic tissue system in flowering plants. What are the 3 basic tissue system? Dermal or epidermal tissue system. Second one is ground tissue system. Third one is vascular tissue system. Okay, the 3 main basic tissue system present in the flowering plants, they are dermal or epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, vascular tissue system. Next one is, what is photosynthesis and where in a cell does it occur? See, what is photosynthesis? What are the raw material necessary for photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. So, what is the correct definition for photosynthesis? It means, say, it is a process by which green plants synthesize carbohydrates by using carbon dioxide, water, and utilizing the light energy from the sunlight in the presence of chlorophyll. Okay, see, four important word you have to mention that. See, carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, chlorophyll, and they are using their materials and they are preparing their own food, carbohydrate. Okay, see, photosynthesis is a process by which green plants synthesis carbohydrates by using carbon dioxide and water, utilizing the light energy from the sunlight in the presence of chlorophyll. Okay, that is the definition for photosynthesis. The same question, one more question is there. Where in a cell does it occur? Okay, inside the cell where it is occur. See, it is the all the process of photosynthesis is the entire process of photosynthesis is taken place in the chloroplast. So inside the cell only the plastic chloroplast is present. So where does in a cell it is occur? It occurs in the chloroplast of a cell. Okay. See, in a cell it is occur in the chloroplast. I will understand. Normally we are saying the leaves, stems and photosynthesis taken place. That is, it occurs in the stem, leaves, etc. where the chloroplast is. Inside the cell where it is occurring is in the chloroplast. Okay, don't confuse. Next question, what is respiratory quotient? See, very important 2-mark question. Respiratory quotient is the ratio of volume of carbon dioxide liberated and the volume of oxygen consumed during respiration. During respiration, you should write. Very important. See, many students, they are not writing during respiration. Okay, so you have to write. See, the respiratory quotient is the volume of carbon dioxide liberated and the volume of oxygen consumed during respiration. So we all know during respiration we are consuming oxygen and releasing out liberated carbon dioxide. That is the ratio. Okay, so respiratory, you have to write the equation also. The respiratory quotient RQ equal to volume of carbon dioxide liberated by volume of oxygen consumed. See, very important. This also you have to write. RQ means respiratory quotient, volume of carbon dioxide liberated by volume of oxygen consumed. So you have to write here carbon dioxide. If you are writing oxygen here means it is wrong. Okay. So very carefully you have to write. Respiratory quotient is the ratio of volume of carbon dioxide liberated and the volume of oxygen consumed during respiration. Very important 2-mark question. Next one, why should the light dependent reaction occur before the light independent reaction? See, why light? See, there are two role of sunlight in photosynthesis. There are two phases are there, that is light dependent reaction and light independent reaction. See, the light dependent reaction, it is taken place during the daytime where the sunlight is present. Light independent reaction, it is taken place in the dark, okay, when there is no sunlight. So what is the question of why should the light dependent reaction occur before the light independent reaction? See, here first you can know, you should know that for all the processes, all the function, say they need energy. Okay, see the first one, the light dependent reaction, it is taken place during the daytime. Okay, see, they are absorbing the light energy from the sunlight and make ATP and NADPH2. Okay, during light dependent reaction, see the photosynthetic pigment absorb the light energy from the sun and they are preparing ATP and NADPH2. Here ATP is the energy, adenosine triphosphate. So after that, the next reaction it is taken place, that is light independent reaction. See, it is taken place during dark, okay, when there is no sunlight. So during night time there is no sunlight, so they cannot absorb the energy from the sun. Okay, so during this reaction, light independent reaction, they are absorbing the energy from the ATP, that is produced during light dependent reaction, and the process is taking place. So the light dependent reaction should be reaction occurred before the light independent reaction. So the answer is light dependent reaction use light energy to make ATP and NADPH2. The light independent reaction use the energy ATP and NADPH2 derived from the light dependent reaction. Okay, so here the light independent reaction, they are taking the energy from the ATP, that is derived from during light dependent reaction. So the light dependent reaction occur before the light independent reaction. Okay, next question, write the reaction for photosynthesis. See, already we studied the definition for photosynthesis. Here the raw materials used for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and energy. So by this way we can write the reaction for photosynthesis, that is 6CO2 plus carbon dioxide and water, 12H2O. Okay, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they are preparing the food carbohydrate, that is C6H12O6. This is glucose, carbohydrate, glucose. Okay, plus 6H2O plus during photosynthesis the gas is evolved, that is oxygen, that is 6O2. Okay, here upward arrow you have to open because oxygen is a inert gas. Okay, very important equation, chemical reaction for photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they are preparing the food carbohydrate, that is glucose, C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Okay, this is the chemical reaction for photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Okay, so this is the reaction, chemical reaction for photosynthesis. Next one is, next Roman letter, long answer, detailed question. First question, differentiate the following. First one is monocot root and dicot root. Okay, so first we can study the differences between monocot root and dicot root. See here, the tabular column, 3 headings are given: tissues, dicot root, monocot root. So okay, 3 column also you have to write. See, last before week I have given the homework. Some students, they did not write the tissue part, only the dicot root and monocot, tetrarch, polyarch, like that it is written. See, it is wrong. Fully the 3 heading also you have to write. Okay, the first difference about the tissues, number of xylem. Okay, so in the dicot root it is tetrarch. Dicot root it is tetrarch. Monocot root it is polyarch. So tetrarch means 4 patches of xylem are there. Polyarch means many patches of xylem are there. Then about the cambium tissue. See, it is present in the dicot root. See, it is present, but it is present only during secondary growth. Okay, during secondary growth only it is present, cambium. See, in the monocot root, cambium is absent. Then about the secondary growth. So here during secondary growth, cambium is present, no? So secondary growth is present. The monocot root, cambium is absent, so secondary growth is absent. Okay. Then about the pith, dicot root absent, monocot root pith is present. Dicot root pith is absent, monocot root pith is present. Then about the conjunctive tissue. Conjunctive tissue, see, in the dicot root it is parenchyma, in the monocot root it is sclerenchyma. Dicot root parenchyma, monocot root sclerenchyma. Then example for dicot root is bean root. Example for monocot root is maize root. Okay, so these are the differences. First about the number of xylem. In dicot root, tetrarch, monocot root, polyarch. Next about the cambium. In dicot root, During secondary growth, cambium is present. In the monocot root, cambium is absent. Third one is about the secondary growth, dicot root present, monocot root absent. Then about the pith, pith is absent in the dicot root but present in the monocot root. So then about the conjunctive tissue, dicot root parenchyma, monocot root sclerenchyma. Example for dicot root is bean root. Example for monocot root is maize root. Okay. Then about the differences between the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. See here, the first point is, see in the aerobic respiration, the organic food is completely oxidized with the help of oxygen. See here, the glucose is completely oxidized. It can be broken down into carbon dioxide, water and energy. So it is completely oxidized with the help of oxygen. In the anaerobic respiration, only the glucose is converted into organic food is broken down in the absence of oxygen. Here in the aerobic respiration, the food is broken down in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration, organic food is broken down in the absence of oxygen. The aerobic respiration, glucose is broken down into carbon dioxide, water and energy. The anaerobic respiration, glucose is converted into ethanol or lactate. Okay, ethanol or lactate. Then aerobic respiration, lot of energy is produced. Anaerobic respiration, very less amount of energy is produced. Aerobic respiration, lot of energy is produced. Anaerobic respiration, very less quantity of energy is produced. See, aerobic respiration, it is a complex process. There are 3 stages are there: glycolysis, Krebs cycle, electron transport chain. See, anaerobic respiration, it is a simple process. Only glycolysis is taken place. Then example for aerobic respiration is higher plants. Example for anaerobic respiration is yeast and bacteria. Then what is the chemical reaction for aerobic respiration? C6H12O6, that is the glucose. It can be oxidized with the help of oxygen. It is oxidized, the food is oxidized and obtaining carbon dioxide, water and energy. ATP means energy. This is the chemical reaction for aerobic respiration. C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives, see, the food is completely oxidized and produce carbon dioxide, water and energy. That is 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus ATP. Next one is the reaction for anaerobic respiration. See here the food molecule, that is glucose, C6H12O6. See, in the absence of oxygen, see in the absence of oxygen it gives, okay, so you should not write here oxygen, C6H12O6. The glucose is converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide plus ethanol, C2H5OH. This is the molecular formula for ethanol or ethyl alcohol. Plus small amount of energy is produced. C6H12O6 gives 2CO2 plus 2C2H5OH and ATP. Okay, this is the chemical reaction for aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Okay, next one is, so next 4 questions are there. That one we can see in this Zoom up class. Okay, revision. So these are very, very important questions. Study very well. Okay. So now we can see some one words. Casparian strips are present in the dash of the root. Okay, Casparian, it is the thickening present in the endodermis. Okay, endodermis of the stem. The endor condition is the characteristic feature of stem. The endor condition, it is present in the stem. The xylem and phloem arranged side by side on same radius is called conjoint. Same radius means conjoint. Different radius means radial. Okay, don't confuse. Sometimes the question will change and ask. So same radius means conjoined, different radius means radial vascular bundle, which is formed during anaerobic respiration. Ethyl alcohol. Here you can see during anaerobic respiration ethanol or ethyl alcohol it is formed. Then Krebs cycle takes place in mitochondrial matrix. Krebs cycle takes place in mitochondrial matrix. Oxygen is produced at what point during photosynthesis? When ATP is converted to ADP, when carbon dioxide is fixed, when water is splitted, all of this. The correct answer is when water is splitted, when H2O is splitted. Then the innermost layer of cortex in the root is endodermis. Innermost layer of the cortex is endodermis. Xylem and phloem are arranged in an alternate radii, different radii, constitute a vascular bundle called radial vascular bundle. Glycolysis is taken place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Glycolysis, cytoplasm of the cell. The source of oxygen liberated in photosynthesis is water. Okay, dash is the ATP factory of the cell, mitochondria. Otherwise it is called dash is the powerhouse of the cell. That answer also mitochondria. Okay. So the Casparian thickening, it is present in the endodermis. The thickening name is called suberin. Okay, the thickening it is called suberin. The waxy protective coat present in the endodermal region, epidermal region, that is called cuticle. Waxy protective coat is called cuticle. Okay, students, you can learn very well and write the midterm test very well. Okay, students, thank you. See the remaining question we shall see in the Zoom class. Okay, we can revise it. Okay, students, study very well. Thank you very much. We shall meet in the next class.